Hello everybody, this is Monkeypuzzle, and welcome to episode number 19. I gotta stop moving around. What are we playing? Direwolf20 FTB for Minecraft 1.7.10, and we're still on the Primus server. There it is. And I'm a little extra chipper today because the channel just hit 1,000 subscribers. That is awesome. So thank you guys. It really makes me feel good to know that people are watching and enjoying the stuff. I just looked and my first video was back in April of 2012. So it's been more than 2.5 years. I've learned a lot. It feels like it's been a long journey and I feel like I've got a lot more to learn. But isn't that the case with everything? So I've mainly been, I make videos because I enjoy Minecraft so much, and it just feels better to be sharing it than to just be playing at my home, doing all this stuff and not sharing it with anybody. So I just really appreciate the opportunity to get to share all these exploits and stuff with you. And I really enjoy watching other people do it too. I love the whole communication around playing the game. And this is one of the funnest games I've found so far. At least it suits me for what I need and what I'm looking for in a game. So to celebrate 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to make a lot of videos today and tomorrow and see what I can do to just keep them coming. I would have liked to maybe have done a 999 subscriber special, but it just caught up too fast. But the build that I'm going to be working on today, it's going to come in two parts. One is going to be with the PneumaticCraft that we've been working on the last couple episodes, and part 2 of it's going to involve Botania. I think this build might be cool enough that it suits the 1,000 subscriber mark. So I'm just going to keep doing that. You guys are subscribing because you like what I'm doing, so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and try to do it better and better. So anyway, let's leap into it today after all that talking. And I want to try to get to the point where I am building with drones today. So let's see what we can do in half an hour. I've got some stuff ready to go in here. I've got my usual lineup of crafting stations all suited up to go because we don't have the ME system over here. As this becomes more and more of a second home, we'll set up a quantum bridge here so we can access our ME. But one of the first things I want to make is the pneumatic wrench, and this is going to allow me to, it's basically the wrench for PneumaticCraft, and for PneumaticCraft it has to be charged with air pressure. So in order to do that, we're going to need this is the charging station, just a pressure tube and some red plastic. I found the red plastic's a little hard to make because the seeds are from the fire plant, and they tend to start little fires in the pressure chamber when they're spit out. So you don't get all the plastic for the seeds you have. Anyway, moving on down the line, and this one is a dispenser upgrade. And this is what's going to allow the drones to automatically use the charging station themselves. And then, let me see, should I keep moving on here? We'll get back to this in a second. This is the printed circuit board, and we're going to need this for some more stuff in a second, but let me go ahead and set up this charging station somewhere. So this could go anywhere. I'm going to put it maybe right here for now, and it automatically connects up to the tube, so that's good. It should be getting pressure. Yep, it's hanging out at 5. And then let's go ahead and put this upgrade in here, and let's put our wrench in there. So the wrench is going to start charging up, and the upgrade gave it this little landing pad that the drones can land on. So let's see if we can get those drones made now. So getting back to these ones, I went ahead and I made a whole bunch of these unassembled PCBs. I didn't build the assembly station like I had talked about. I just went ahead and put them in the UV light boxes and then etched them in this little pit of acid here. And then that was enough. It took some time, but that was enough to get a good amount of these. And then I made a bunch of transistors from the squid ink, or the squid plant plastic, And these are from the lightning plant plastic and some compressed iron, some redstone. So there we go. We're going to have 28 circuit boards, and we're having that little shift click glitch still. Hopefully that will get solved in 1.0.3. And so we got a bunch of those, and then let's get a bunch of these turbine rotors, and hopefully that's more of each than we need today. If we put 2 of these turbine rotors here, we're going to get a programmer. So that's very cool. Let's grab that, and that's what's going to allow us to program our drones. And over here, let me see, I'm leaping ahead. We need to make some drones. And actually, let me remind myself what the recipe is for that. I wish I could craft these kind of drones too. That would be cool. Yeah, it's just the circuit board in the middle of these. So let's see how many I got here. I could make 4 drones. I'm not going to make quite that many yet. Let's see. Let's make 3. So there we go. Oh, I only put 1 of those in there. And actually, I made 1 other drone before, so... Oh, what the heck. I don't know what else I'll do with these. We'll have 4 drones now. So there's 3 of them. There's the one I've been kicking around on the floor. And without that pneumatic wrench, when you put these down, you can't really pick them up. At least I didn't figure out how to do it. But now, let's see. This is half charge. That should be good enough for now. If I right-click on these. Yep. Zoop. Let me see. Let me turn my sounds up a little bit so you guys can hear what's going on a little bit more. Okay. So there we go. So we got drones. We got a programmer. The last thing we're going to need, and I have it in here, and that one, oh wait, no, this isn't quite the last thing we're going to need, but these are the programming puzzle pieces that we're going to need in order to do the programming here. And I want to get at least, oops, that spins the chest around. I got to do that with each of the color plastics. So I'm not going to do that on camera right now because it'll take too long. But basically, I got to take each color plastic and put them around the printed circuit board and make the puzzle pieces. So I'll do that at some point off camera. But I just wanted to see you guys how that's done. And we'll get into how you use those in a second. It's pretty fun. And then we're going to make 4 of these GPS tools. And that's going to be also very important for programming these drones. So we're moving along. So now we got drones. I think we have everything we need that we can actually start building with the drones. So let's put these in here. And they're going to start charging up. It takes a little while. I could put some speed upgrades in here and some volume capacity upgrades, which let's do. If I press inventory here, it gives me the upgrade slots for the drones, and it tells what pressure they're at and such. So let's head back to the base for a second and get those upgrades. And I put some work between episodes into those as well, because as you'll see in a second, over here, the speed upgrades for these, and I'm not seeing them now. Oh, here's there. They require cakes and potions of swiftness. So making lots of both of those took a minute. I had to upgrade my little potion system there just so I could make tons of potions of swiftness. But if I click there, I shouldn't be able to make... Okay, I had enough for 13 of these right now, so that's decent. And then of the upgrades, the other one I thought that might be useful was the volume upgrade. It makes them hold more air pressure. And I'm going to need to make the air canisters. I don't know how much of this stuff I have in here. Not a whole lot. Let's just throw that one back in there and see if we can do this one. I don't have enough compressed air over here. So I'll come back for that one in a second. Let me head back over to the overlook. And then, so let me see, we got 13 of these. Let's go ahead and we can put... Oh, why did I open there? Didn't mean to do that. Let's put a couple of them in here, and I think it'll speed up how fast these things charge. And then, let's just give this one 1, and then we can give each of the drones 3 of them. So that's going to make them do stuff just a little bit faster. Let me see. I'm going to finish making a couple things. I'm going to make those volume upgrades, and I'm going to make the rest of the puzzle pieces. I'm going to get these drones charged up, and then we're going to leap right into programming them and starting to do some building. So I'll be right back. And just real quickly, I wanted to show you, I threw these all in here for now. I don't know why I was hesitating on that. And they charge up a lot faster. Look at that. You can really see the progress just go right up. So that's cool. So for at least for the initial charging, we're going to put all these in here. Eventually, we'll make tons more. All right, I think I got all that together. I got one more drone to upgrade with the volume upgrade. And you can see when I put that in there, the pressure of it drops right away because it's got more space. So that's just going to give them a little bit longer to run before they run out of stuff. And I put one in the charging station too. I don't know if that does any good or not. But now, let's see. Let's go ahead and, well, that's good enough for now. It'll come back and charge itself up here when it needs it. And I've got the programmer put down here. You can see it's got the puzzle pieces to play with. So we're going to write some programs to build some stuff with. And what you can do with drones is limited only by how creatively you can use all these puzzle pieces. And before I write the program, let's just prepare the place where I want to do it. So I want to do a build here. It's not going to be the end-all build, just something kind of cool. And like I said, it's part 1 PneumaticCraft, part 2 Botania. And what I need to do first is just clear this area off a little bit. Oh, and I guess these guys don't go for creepers. That's all right. We'll just take care of them right now. And I could probably program the drones to do this part as well. But I think just for now, it's going to be a little quicker if I just do it myself real quick with the tools I have already. I'm just going to level it a little bit and clear the grass off of it and build it up a little bit more on this side. I'll be right back when I have that done. I had to bring you back for just a second while I do this for the Horn of the Wild, because this part is always fun. I don't want you to miss out on that. Okay, I'm going to finish. So I got that part done. Got it sort of circular and cleared off. The grass is growing back. So with that done, let's go ahead and start building. And I was about to run over to the programmer, but first, actually, I need to grab some measurements. So I've got these GPS tools on me. Let's go ahead and mark the center here, which I have marked with this quarried stone block. So I just right-click on it, and you can see down there in the chat that it set the coordinates of that block. Now, I'm going to build a sphere here, and I'm going to set the edge of it as far out as I can go right here. So when you're building with the drones, the spheres are set by 2 points, the center and then any other point that sets the radius of the sphere. So with those 2 points marked, let's just keep those separate. Let's go over here and learn how to program with PneumaticCraft. So they've got it set up with these puzzle pieces. It's very simple and still very versatile. So a program always starts with start, which makes enough sense, right? So let's put a start piece over here. Now these are all my options of things I can do. There's all these. These ones are the ones that actually do things. So I have attack and dig and place and pick up items and export to inventories and import from inventories. Go to location and the ComputerCraft, and then the rest of these are modifiers that can do other things, filters and stuff. For now, what I'm going to be using is place. So I'm just going to stick that there, and then I'm going to grab some of these areas. So this is going to have the drones place blocks wherever I want them to, and the wherever is set by these area functions that fit right into the place, and they modify it. If I put them on the right here, that's things for it to do. If I put it on the left here, this is areas that will be blacklisted. So now I can right click on this, and it's asking me for my GPS locations that I just marked. So we're going to make this a sphere. They have all these different options of area types that we can define. So let's just go ahead and click that one. The rest of these are pretty self-explanatory. And then we're going to select the GPS one, which is this one. You just click on it and a ghost of it appears up there. Escape out of that. Select GPS 2. Click on that. So now if I go back here and I say show area, I should be able to turn around. And how cool is that? There is a sphere in that area. And they don't hang out too long. One thing I'd like to change is for those to be able to hang out longer. So that's great. The one thing about it though is if you noticed, it's actually a solid sphere. And we want to make a hollow sphere. Let's show this again. So yeah, it's solid all the way. And actually, I don't think it was quite as big as I wanted it to be either. I wanted it to come all the way out to here. And I thought I clicked that. Let's go ahead and double check that. I might have to do it out one further. So let's select GPS 2 again. I've learned if you just click on it, it replaces that one. You can check and there it is. So let's go show area again. And yeah, that one's not coming all the way out, which might be fine. But let's see if we can get it out one further. So let's get another piece of dirt, which I have in my project bag here. And just go ahead and place that out one further. And then we'll click that. I don't know how this got down here. We'll click that. And replace this with that. And then show the area again. I should have put the programmer facing this. So there, that's more what I wanted. That comes all the way out. So that's very cool. Now, what I want to do next is I want to get another point. Let's move this one over and put that in. This one, I'm going to take the point just inside of this. So right here. And let's add that in a different way. Let's go ahead and we're going to make an area to blacklist inside of the big hollow sphere, or the solid sphere. So if we click on this and make it a sphere, we select GPS 1, which is still that center point, and then we go and we select GPS 2, which is that point just inside. Now, if we go back to here and we say show area for the place, it's now a big hollow sphere, which is excellent. That's what we want. So that's very cool. And we're almost at the point now, I think, when we can start to build. Let me see. We got the start. We got the place, the area. Oh yeah, there's one thing I need to do before this. And let me see. Before I do all this, I wonder if I'm going to lose this when I pick it up. I'm going to take a risk. Actually, let me see if I can use a dolly on it. I bet I can't. Nope. I'm going to break it and reset it, and if I lose stuff, I'll just fix it off camera. I bet I will, because I want to be able to just have it looking at what we're doing here. So let's set it down again. Yeah, so give me a sec, I'll rebuild what I did before. Alright, I got it put back together. And again, now if we right click on place and say show area, which is a composite of those two different area things, we've got our hollow sphere back. There's a little one sticking out there, but that's okay. And the other thing that I realized I needed to do is we need to get one of these for the inventory. Pick up items, not quite, import from inventory. So that goes there. Get all these things to stick together. And let's go back and get another area and mark where that inventory is going to be. So we could just put it right here. And this will where we'll put all the blocks that we want the drone to build with. And let's get another, here, let's take this one, another GPS tool. It's okay to go ahead and reuse these. I'm just saving these because I may reuse these points again, but you don't have to keep the GPS marked once you've set it in the place function. So anyway, I'm going to shift right click on this, and then if I put it in here, I select GPS 1, stick it there. Now if I say show area of that, we open here. There you go. Did you see that in there? It's marked that chest as the inventory, so that's very cool. So whatever we put in there, it's going to pick up the first available item. I don't know exactly what the inventory of the drones is, how much it can hold, but I think it should work out pretty good. So now I think we're pretty much there. One extra little thing that just for style is we'll put a go to here so that when it's done, it will go to that location and we'll know where it is. So wherever that location is, let's say all the drones have to return to right here. So we'll click that and go back in here, click this, and then we'll select GPS 1 and set that. So now when they're done, they should all go back here. And that's not necessary, it's just a nice little touch. And then let's look at what our options are for the placing when it's going to be building this thing. So let's build from high to low, and let's build, not sure what these, oh, where it places on the block that we marked. I see. So we want to place on the top of the blocks that we marked. And that actually might solve that problem. No, over there. So one other thing I didn't do is that this sphere actually goes all the way through here. And since this is solid, it's not going to remove blocks to place. That would have to be a separate function with dig, where it would actually dig out a whole thing here. And if there were hollow places in there, I would want to do another area function that would blacklist this whole area below. But since we have a solid thing here, I don't have to do that, so I'm not going to. But just letting you know that you can cut out whole portions if you want to, and we'll be doing some of that later, because this isn't the end build. This is just the beginning of what I want to build, and then we're going to be modifying it. So let's go ahead and go back to the tower, and I want to get the building blocks that I want to work with. I thought about what I wanted to use to do this, and if you look in here, I've got 415,000 sawdust, and I wanted to do something with that, combined with the fact that I want this build, I'm just sort of pointing generally towards it over there, to be kind of, I don't want it to be a heavy, thick build. In my mind, I had something that was kind of loose and airy and not very high tech. And the thing that I thought would work best was there's these paper walls that you can make with the chisel block. So first thing I do, I'll show you those in a second. First thing I did was go ahead and make a way to make paper. It used to be in the last update, I could just take 3 of the sawdust in a row. Let's do it over here. I could take 3 of them and make paper like that. And I didn't exploit that enough because in the next update, that was gone. And instead, I've got to use this. I've got it set up in a cyclic assembler. And this is the schematic that I set up in this workbench. And it looks like this. If you put that in there, I guess it doesn't have to put it in there. But it's just 4 sawdust around water, gives us paper. And then if I put that in here, and I give it, there, and I give it sawdust, which we have plenty of, and I throw that all in here, let's click it that way, it starts to make paper. And you can see it's drawing water from here. These are the reservoirs from Ender.io, and it acts just like an infinite source pool, but you can pump straight out of it, so it saves a little time, which is very cool. And if I grab my wrenchy wrench over here, you can see that this whole wall back here is just made out of facades, so that I can actually pull out of here, and I can grab power from down underneath and power this as well. So we're making lots of paper for our home. We're gonna have a paper home there. And what I want to make now is the paper walls. And there's probably other blocks I could use that would be cooler, and there are some funny things about using these, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. So these are all our options. They're very cool, very good looking. For this one, I'm just going to use this basic unit of the paper wall with the wood border all the way around that, and that's just a stick in the middle of these. So we can make a whole bunch of these. I don't really know how many we need. Let me throw those in my project bag. You can see I was experimenting with some of the different shapes here. Let's go ahead and grab another round of those. Throw it in the bag. And then I'll fill my inventory up as well. And this is way more than we're going to need. Wow, I actually ran out of paper, believe it or not. And anyway, we have an infinite amount of paper, as much as we want. So let's start with that. And I'll come back over here. And I'll throw all that into this inventory. Not the book, but the paper walls. And yeah, let me see. Let me grab this round of them. And one more set. Okay, so now I think we're ready to go. Now these things are a little funny. This is going to be kind of an interesting build because they act kind of like glass panes, which you'll see in a minute. Well, let me just grab a demonstration here. And so when you place them just by themselves, they do this little cross pattern. And then once you give it another one, they hook up together to make a paper wall. So you need at least two together to not get that little cross pattern. So I may actually have to make this 2 thick instead of 1 thick. But I'm going to go ahead and make 1 thick, and then we can amend the program in a minute and make it thicker. I'm looking for my axe. I think that's what I need to break these. Not sure. Making a mess out of the place here, but I just wanted to show you that behavior of them. Now, with no further ado, let's get the drones to building. So I've got them here in my inventory. If I just click on the programmer, I put the drones in here, and I'm going to click this program into here. But I'm going to need these pieces. I'm going to need the area, go to location, start, place, and import from inventory. So I think I just have to have those in my inventory. So I've got the areas, the starts, the place, the go to location, and was that everybody? Oh, import from inventory. I think I'm good. So now if I look that, yep, see those are all green because I have all these. So it's going to use these up and put them in here. So let's go ahead and export that program. And I'm going to need more pieces to do it with more drones. Let's mark where we started there. But I can do another one for sure. I think I'll need to make more to do it again. Yeah, I need more areas. So we have 2 program drones right now. So that should be a pretty good start. Let's go ahead and stick them here. And all I got to do is place them anywhere. And hopefully they will know what to do. So it hopefully just went and grabbed some stuff from here. And let's put the other one down too. And look, it's building. That's cool. These are going to be a little funny too because when you look up, you can see through them. I'm actually going to take out this whole top part, which you'll see in a minute. But it goes with the idea I wanted. I wanted this just to be a really lightweight thing, very gossamer and kind of airy and open to the elements, but still shielding from rain. So there they go. He's getting some more of the paper walls. And you can see that the 2 of them are actually working pretty intelligently together in tandem. That's one of the features of these, is that they know how to work together. And so yeah, this is where PneumaticCraft goes from being something very steampunkish to something very high-tech. You know, there really wasn't the level of circuitry you'd think to, maybe in those printed circuit boards, I don't know. I guess those were pretty advanced. But we're going to suspend our disbelief and let these guys do this stuff for us. So they're just working with 3 speed upgrades each. They're still working great on the pressure. They haven't gone to refuel themselves yet. But this is pretty cool. Now you can see how spaces are getting missed, and this is not going to be a complete thing. So once they finish this first round, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to thicken this up a little bit. I knew I had to do that already, but I just wanted to see what one layer would look like and to see if I liked it at all. And while this is not that bad, it's not exactly what I'm going for. So let's let them finish up real quick. I'll just sit here and do a little fast motion, and then we will do the next phase. Okay, they're done. My neighbors are playing some music. Hopefully you can't hear that. But they didn't quite go to where I want them to go. Maybe I put the wrong GPS in there. They're hanging out over the inventory instead. But so yeah, you can see they got that built. So let's go ahead in here and let's mark the next layer in. So, whoa. I had grabbed this block for the inside layer. So now let's grab this block for the inside layer and see what that does. So if we go back to our program and revise it, then let me see. This was the one we whitelisted. So let's right click on that. And for our GPS 2, we're going to revise it to be this one. So see the numbers for that one. And hopefully that changed. I forget now what it was. But let's go ahead and show the area on that now. And yeah, that should give us another layer for this. And let me see. Let me fix the place I wanted them to hang out when they're done, which was right there. And that was in this one. So select GPS 1. It's this guy again. Okay. And now we get our little pneumatic wrench and grab these drones again. Let me make sure I know which ones they are. So they're not these ones. We'll just make a space for him here. So if we right click on them, they go back in my inventory and they dropped all the paper walls that they were carrying as well. So, it spins that around. Okay, good to know. So there's these two guys. So I guess if we put them in here, we could say import the program back. Oh, that would be the same one. I'm not sure what it's going to do with my puzzle pieces or not when I do this. I guess it's good. I just hit export again. I guess it keeps those. I haven't done this to know what happens when I put the puzzle pieces back, but I don't want to change what I just did. So let's go ahead and throw these down again and see if they figure out to keep building. In there. Whoa. They teleported. That was really strange. I didn't know they had the ability to do that. But yeah, here they are in here rebuilding or adding to the build. And they're going to make it one layer thicker. Interesting. They get a little stuck and they do the teleport thing when they can't get through. I wonder if this one's going to get unstuck. Anyway, in order to keep the episode going, I'm going to let them go ahead and finish that part. And then I'll be back when that's done. And these guys are refueling for the first time. I guess they both can refuel. But there they are hovering over the little platform over the charging station. And now they're filling in the very last layer. This is awesome. These guys are doing this way faster than I could ever have done this by myself, and getting every block placed perfectly. So we're about to be completely enclosed in here in our first structure made by these guys. Now this is not done. I'm going to change this. I'm going to cut the whole roof off. I'm going to put framing. I'm going to put a different roof on. I'm going to make entryways and so on. But I think today's episode has probably gone on long enough. So the very next episode, we're going to work on that, and we'll work on refining our program and continuing to customize this structure. This is just a basic shape to begin with. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna just stay in here, I guess, end the episode. I haven't closed myself. Oh, and one cool thing I figured out is that if you break something, if you still have the drones going with the program, they'll actually come in and fix it. So there you go. They get a little bit dorky when they can't go through the wall, but then they do that little teleporting thing. Oh, and actually, let me teleport. See, I bet I can get out of here just with my portable hole. Yep. And see if they went back to where I told them to. He's recharging, and he's still hanging out over the inventory. So I didn't get that go to location at the end correct. But anyway, there it is from the outside. My funky paper wall dome. So join me next time, and we'll keep working on this. And then I guess in the episode after that, we'll do the little Botania trick to do the next stage to it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. And thank you for 1,000 subscribers. This is Monkeypuzzle, and I'm signing out. Bye-bye.